Hello friends, Steve Stockton here with you. Welcome to our latest episode. Today we're going to be talking about ghost ships and the disappearances surrounding them. Now, the vast expanse of our oceans fascinates us, but it also brings fear and unease. Many ships have sailed these waters and vanished without a trace. Abandoned or ghost ships drifting aimlessly are eerie reminders of the ocean's power and hidden secrets. For generations, the mysterious disappearances of ships and crew members have intrigued maritime enthusiasts, historians, and mystery lovers. In this video, we will uncover the intriguing tales of 5 ships that disappeared without a trace or were discovered deserted with no indication of what happened to the crew. The mysterious disappearances and peculiar circumstances surrounding each incident puzzle investigators and captivate individuals worldwide. Join me, let's walk and see. First up, we have the Octavia. In January 1775, the Octavia set sail from Norway to Greenland with a crew of 28 sailors and some passengers, including scientists and explorers. Despite being a routine voyage, the vessel's fate became one of that time's most fascinating and enigmatic maritime tales. The ship was under the skilled leadership of Captain Tobias Olofsson, an experienced sailor known for his navigation abilities and strong leadership. The Octavia was found adrift off the coast of Greenland on February 11, 1775. Despite the intact condition of the ship and its sails, the crew and passengers were nowhere to be found. A search party discovered a piece of paper with a chilling message written by Captain Olofsson. Quote, "I'm on the verge of perishing. My 2 companions are dead of cold. I shall endeavor to hold out to the last." End quote. Unfortunately, no additional details were provided about the fate of the others on board. As the search party continued investigating the abandoned ship, they found the Octavia's logbook, which had been well kept until shortly before their arrival. The last entry was made on February 8, 1775, and it was a routine report of the ship's location and weather conditions. There was no evidence of any foul play, violence, or panic on board. The ship's provisions, such as food and fresh water, were still plentiful, and the passengers' belongings remained untouched. People have been perplexed by the unexplained vanishing of the Octavia's crew and passengers for centuries. Historians and maritime enthusiasts alike have proposed various theories, but they've yet to be confirmed. Given the frigid conditions off the coast of Greenland, it is possible that the crew and passengers succumbed to the cold. However, this theory fails to explain why the vessel was abandoned or why the note from Captain Olofsson was left behind. An illness outbreak, such as scurvy or an unknown contagion, could have incapacitated or killed the crew and passengers. This theory, however, fails to account for the lack of evidence of illness found on board or any mention of sickness in the logbook. Despite no signs of violence or struggle, some speculate that pirates may have attacked the Octavia, taking the crew and passengers captive. However, it would be unusual for pirates to leave behind a fully stocked, seaworthy ship. Without concrete evidence, some have turned to supernatural explanations for the Octavia's mysterious fate. Tales of ghost ships and cursed voyages have long been a part of maritime lore, and the Octavia's mysterious disappearance continues to fuel such speculation. Although technology and marine knowledge have improved, investigators still cannot determine the fate of the Octavia, captivating the curiosity of those of us fascinated by the unknown. Next up, we have the MV Joyita. Constructed in Seattle, Washington in 1931 as a lavish yacht, the MV Joyita is a famous shipwreck that has captivated people's interest for years. During World War II, the ship was purchased by the United States Navy and utilized as a patrol boat in the Pacific region. The 69-foot-long vessel was made of wood. Following the war, the MV Joyita was sold to a private individual who transformed it into a commercial fishing boat. It mainly operated in the waters surrounding Samoa, a Pacific island nation. The vessel was famous for being robust and capable of quickly navigating the sea, and it was a common sight among the local fishermen and villagers. On October 3, 1955, the MV Joyita set sail from Apia, Samoa, with 16 people on board, including passengers and crew members such as Captain Tom Miller, a doctor, a government official, and some Samoan natives. Their destination was the Tokelau Islands, located 270 miles to the north. The MV Joyita was expected to reach its destination in about 48 hours, but had yet to arrive. Despite several days of searching, a New Zealand Air Force plane located the ship floating in the open ocean over 600 miles off course and over 500 miles from where it was supposed to go. The ship was tilted to one side with no visible passengers or crew. In spite of the launch of a search and rescue operation, the missing people were never found. The MV Joyita was later towed back to Apia for inspection by investigators. The ship was severely damaged, with disabled communication equipment and missing life rafts. There's no evidence of any violent or malicious activity on board, though. Various explanations have been proposed for what transpired, including piracy, mutiny, and even a supernatural occurrence, but none have been proven to be the definitive cause. Some experts believe that the ship was damaged by a severe storm, which caused it to lose power and drift for several days before finally being spotted by the search plane. Others suggest that the ship may have been the victim of a structural failure, such as a hull leak or an engine room malfunction. The MV Joyita's vanishing is a perplexing maritime enigma that is yet to be explained. This occurrence still captivates and intrigues investigators, history enthusiasts, and the public, generating numerous books, documentaries, and other forms of media. And now we have the Lady Lovibond. For centuries, the tale of the Lady Lovibond has been one of the most fascinating legends of the high seas. It tells the story of love, betrayal, and tragedy that has captured the imaginations of sailors and storytellers alike. The Lady Lovibond was a 120-foot, three-masted schooner built in 1784 by John Perry of Whitby, England. In February 1748, the Lady Lovibond departed from London for a typical journey to Portugal. The vessel carried Simon Lovibond and his newlywed wife Annette, who had only been married for a few days. Additionally, the crew consisted of experienced sailors. Legend has it that the ship was headed toward the Goodwin Sands near the coast of Kent when a crew member, driven by jealousy, intentionally directed the vessel toward the dangerous sands. The ship was destroyed, and unfortunately, everyone on board perished. The story of the Lady Lovibond has been retold in many books, songs, and films, but it takes work to discern fact from fiction. No records of the ship being wrecked on the Goodwin Sands in 1748 exist, and no official reports of the incident exist. Some theories suggest that the vessel may have been wrecked on the Goodwin Sands, but the authorities kept it hidden for unknown reasons. Others think the legend was created to excite an otherwise uneventful trip. The story of Lady Lovibond still intrigues sailors and storytellers globally, regardless of its authenticity. The vessel has become a representation of love, tragedy, and the perils of the sea. And now, the Orang Madan. In 1947, a ghost ship named the Orang Madan was found floating near the Indonesian coastline. The crew was discovered deceased, with their eyes open and faces frozen in fear. The radio operator was also found deceased, with his hand on the Morse code key, sending an incomprehensible message. Other ships nearby reported witnessing this eerie occurrence. For decades, the story of the Orang Madan has been widely shared, particularly among people interested in maritime mysteries and paranormal phenomena. However, some have questioned its credibility due to inconsistencies, unverified information in the story, and lack of concrete evidence to support it. Furthermore, the absence of any known photographs or physical evidence of the ship or its crew makes it challenging to verify the story. There is no clear explanation for what might have caused the crew's deaths. While some have suggested that the ship might have been carrying dangerous cargo, no evidence supports this theory. Others have suggested that the crew might have been exposed to toxic gases or other environmental hazards, but again, no concrete evidence supports this idea. The story of the Orang Madan is a fascinating and mysterious tale that's captured people's interest worldwide. It has been the subject of numerous books, articles, and documentaries, leading to endless theories and speculations about what happened to the crew. And lastly, we have the Mary Celeste. In 1872, the Mary Celeste, a well-known merchant ship, was found abandoned and drifting in the Atlantic Ocean. For over 100 years, people have been captivated by the mystery surrounding what happened to its crew and making one of the most intriguing mysteries in maritime history. The Mary Celeste was constructed in 1861 at Spencer's Island, Nova Scotia, Canada, and was initially called the Amazon. This vessel was a 103-foot brigantine with 2 masts for transporting lumber, coal, and other merchandise. It switched ownership multiple times before being acquired by an American entrepreneur named Benjamin Briggs in 1872. Briggs was a skilled sailor who had led various vessels before, including the Dei Gracia, the same ship that discovered the Mary Celeste adrift in the Atlantic. He intended to utilize the Mary Celeste to convey industrial alcohol from New York to Genoa, Italy. On December 7, 1872, the Mary Celeste departed from New York with a crew of 7 including Briggs' wife and 2-year-old daughter. Everything went smoothly until December 4th, when the Dei Gracia, a ship en route to Gibraltar, saw the Mary Celeste floating approximately 600 miles west of the Azores. When the crew of the Dei Gracia came upon the Mary Celeste, they discovered that it was sailing irregularly and seemed to be deserted. Upon boarding the ship, they discovered no trace of Briggs' family or the crew. However, they did find the ship's logbook, various documents, and ample supplies of food and water that had been stored on board for 6 months. The Mary Celeste had damaged its rigging and sails, but there was no sign of any struggle or violence on board. The ship's lifeboat was missing, but was later found adrift nearby. There was also evidence that the crew had left the boat quickly, and some personal belongings, such as pipes and tobacco, were left behind. Investigators have been puzzled by the discovery of the Mary Celeste, adrift and abandoned for over a century. Despite numerous theories to explain the crew's fate, none have been proven. Some argue that pirates or a rogue wave may have caused the attack, while others believe that the crew may have been afflicted by fumes from the industrial alcohol they were transporting. Additionally, some have suggested that the crew may have mutinied or left the ship for an unknown reason. One widely accepted theory about the ship's tragic incident is that the crew got scared due to a faulty pump that caused water to enter the vessel. According to this theory, the crew might have panicked and left the ship thinking it would sink despite no immediate threat. Another theory is that the crew may have been the victims of foul play, possibly at the hands of Briggs himself. Some have suggested that Briggs killed his family and crew and abandoned the ship to escape prosecution to start a new life. The mystery of the Mary Celeste remains unsolved, and it's doubtful that we will ever know what happened to the crew. Despite numerous theories, none have been substantiated, and it remains one of the most perplexing mysteries to date. In conclusion, ghost ships can result from tragic accidents or intentional abandonment due to piracy, smuggling, or illegal activities. While some of these mysteries have been solved, others remain unsolved. These abandoned vessels, devoid of any crew or human activity, are a reminder of the sea's immense power and the secrets beneath its surface. Well, folks, there you have it. What do you think of these mysterious ghost ships? I look forward to your comments, but please keep it friendly and respectful. Until we meet again, be good to yourselves and each other. I'm Steve Stockton, and I'll see you a little further on down the trail. Tell your animals Steve says hi.